Most people assume progress slows down when technology hits its limits. But today, the bottleneck is often not machines or software, it is the human systems around them. In many fields, the technology is already capable of more than what is widely used. The constraint has shifted from what systems can do to what organizations are able to absorb and coordinate. For decades, progress followed a familiar pattern. Engineers built better tools, companies adopted them, productivity increased, and society adjusted. When things stalled, it was usually because the technology was not ready yet. Hardware was too expensive, software was too slow, or the data simply did not exist. That pattern is changing. In many areas, the tools themselves are no longer the main limiting factor. Progress slows when human systems struggle to adapt. This is not because people lack intelligence or effort, but because coordination, trust, incentives, and habits move more slowly than code. You can see this shift in how artificial intelligence is used inside organizations. In some contexts, AI systems can analyze documents, write software, summarize research, and support complex workflows. Yet in many companies, these tools are deployed cautiously or unevenly. The technology may be capable, but decision-making processes, approval chains, and legacy workflows slow adoption. In customer support, for example, AI systems can handle a significant share of requests end-to-end under controlled conditions. Still, many organizations limit them to drafting replies or suggesting answers. Legal requirements, brand concerns, or internal policies often require a human in the loop. The bottleneck is not the model's raw ability, but the organization's tolerance for change. A similar pattern appears in software development. AI-assisted coding tools can speed up routine tasks, but their impact depends heavily on how teams are structured. If processes rely on long review cycles, rigid role definitions, or strict hierarchies, much of the potential gain is reduced. The technology moves quickly, while the surrounding system resists acceleration. This dynamic repeats across industries. In healthcare, advanced diagnostic tools exist, but integration into clinical practice is slow due to regulation, training requirements, and institutional caution. In government, automation could streamline many services, yet procurement rules, accountability concerns, and fragmented responsibilities limit adoption. These slowdowns do not usually feel like resistance to progress. They appear as reasonable safeguards. Humans tend to be careful with systems that affect livelihoods, safety, or trust. That caution is understandable, but it also means that progress now depends less on technical breakthroughs and more on how human systems reorganize around new capabilities. One way to describe this is coordination cost. When technology was expensive and limited, coordination costs were relatively small by comparison. As technology becomes cheaper and more powerful, coordination becomes the dominant expense. Aligning people, teams, and institutions often takes longer than building the tool itself. This helps explain why progress can feel uneven. New tools appear constantly, capabilities improve quickly, yet real-world impact spreads slowly. The gap between what is technically possible and what is widely deployed can grow rather than shrink. The result is a tension. Individuals may feel overwhelmed by how fast technology seems to be moving. Organizations, at the same time, may feel cautious or stuck. Both experiences can coexist. The overall pace of change is shaped by the slowest moving human components. This does not mean humans are the problem in a simple sense. Human systems evolve to prioritize stability, safety, and fairness, not speed. Rules, norms, and processes exist to reduce harm, not to maximize efficiency. When technology advances faster than those systems, friction is almost inevitable. Some organizations respond by redesigning how work is done. They reduce handoffs, clarify decision authority, and experiment in smaller, lower-risk ways. Others layer new tools onto old structures, which often leads to disappointing results. The difference is usually not technological sophistication, but organizational adaptability. Over time, this may change how progress is defined. Instead of waiting for better technology, attention shifts toward better coordination. Skills like system design, change management, and institutional trust become as important as engineering. Progress becomes less about invention and more about integration. This also helps explain why major changes often begin in smaller or more flexible environments. Startups, small teams, or less regulated sectors can adjust their human systems more quickly. Larger institutions tend to follow later, once new patterns feel safer and more established. The key takeaway is subtle. When progress slows today, it is often not because technology has stalled. It is because human systems are recalibrating. That process can be slow and uneven, but it also signals that capabilities have moved ahead of existing structures. This is why the future can feel both fast and slow at the same time. The tools are increasingly ready. The challenge now is learning how to use them together.